If you are a Collingwood fan of any age, I'm sure you've all come across Darren Millane at some point. Maybe you heard his name echoed on Copeland Trophy night, perhaps you've watched the 1990 Grand Final more times than you can count, or maybe you've stumbled across his place in the Collingwood team of the century. Heck, you've probably even heard players like Brayden Maynard compared to the great man, which tells you everything about the legacy he left behind. Darren was the heir apparent to Captain the Pies, a premiership player and an AFL MVP recipient as voted by his peers, arguably the highest honour a player can achieve. But on the 7th of October 1991, everything changed. Darren Millane, otherwise known as Pants, a nickname born from some of his rather questionable fashion decisions when it came to the pants he wore. He was a genuine star of the league, but beyond his booming kick and hard-edged footy, he carried qualities of mental fortitude and raw competitiveness that are seen very few and far between in the modern game. Pants was a leader from the beginning of his senior football journey. He captained VFA club Dandenong as a teenager, learning to take hits, give hits and stand tall amongst seasoned bodies. His skills and presence caught eyes very quickly, ultimately landing him at the Collingwood Football Club at age 19, what we'd now consider a mature age recruit by today's drafting language. And he arrived already hardened, ready-made and hungry. Millane rapidly became an iconic figure amongst teammates and supporters alike. He earned recognition in 1987 by winning the Copeland Trophy, and he only built on that reputation. What followed was one of the most admired final series ever produced by a player. Millane broke his thumb leading into the 1990 finals, forcing him to wear plaster throughout the week while still maintaining his day job at an office in Huntingdale. His thumb was shattered. He required 4 to 5 injections before and during games, essentially leaving him one-handed for most of the finals campaign, and yet he refused to step aside.
Darren Millane can still speed down the flank, and he marks with a broken thumb. He will feel no pain tonight. From the back pocket, this will be probably the last kick. He need not even kick it. The drought is over.
Somehow, someway, Pants persevered and it almost felt poetic, almost destined that he was the one holding the ball in the dying moments as the siren sounded to break Collingwood's 32-year premiership drought. At just 25 years of age, it felt like the beginning of something even bigger, the start of a decade where the Pies would hope to set an era-defining team success with Millane leading them into battle.
Good evening. Collingwood fans, football followers and officials gathered at Victoria Park today to mourn the death of champion wingman Darren Millane. The 26-year-old star was killed instantly when his car slammed into a semi-trailer in South Melbourne early this morning. Diana King reports.
Police say Darren Millane's Magna sedan clipped the rear of a slow-moving semi-trailer on Queen's Road at 3 o'clock this morning. The truck driver from Brisbane told police he was proceeding through an intersection when he felt a jolt.
I'd say the impact was very severe. The death would have been instantaneous.
Part of Millane's car went under the trailer. The vehicle was then catapulted onto its roof. Police say the tragic incident was given a distasteful twist when a 27-year-old man was later charged with pilfering from the smashed car.
The response from the public was immediate and overwhelming, a perfect representation of the impact Pants had on people, whether they knew him personally or only from the outer. Tightly packed into the Sharon stand at Victoria Park, his passing felt deeply personal to thousands.
Thirdly, he was a friend. I can only sum up it by saying he was my best friend. And it's going to be hard the day that I get married because I won't have the best man beside me.
After the service, Collingwood players formed a guard of honour for the coffin. The emotion overcame some, both as teammates and good friends. Fledgling supporters were also deeply affected by the loss of one of their sporting heroes.
There is just one team we believe, and that's good old Collingwood. There's no team we'd rather see, and there's no team we like.
Pants was quickly immortalised by the club. Collingwood suspended the number 42 Guernsey indefinitely, a gesture that remains untouched to this day. One of the most revered awards presented on Copeland night is the Darren Millane Trophy, awarded to the best clubman, someone who embodies competitiveness, selflessness, loyalty and unwavering commitment to the black and white.
Because Darren Millane's name's on this trophy, This will be my most precious award that I've ever won, and it'll go on the front of everything I've won.
And while some might attempt to taint Millane's story by referencing off-field incidents, it is now understood in a broader context of a young Fury competitor navigating the pressures and temptations that come with being a Collingwood star in that era. He served 250 hours of community service, a consequence he accepted, and those who knew him speak more about his character than his mistakes. What most people will and should remember is the side of Pants that rarely makes headlines. It's often forgotten that many players willingly give time to charity, but Millane took it to another level entirely.
He had a heart as big as himself, Darren Millane. He's one day at Paran, another bit of court, surprisingly enough, an old woman came up and said, look, I'd like to give a bit of evidence on Darren's behalf. I look after half a dozen disabled people out at a home in Springvale. He came out 3 years ago to see them once at the club's request. The club asked Darren and he came out. Every 2 weeks since then, he's kept coming out. He's arranged tickets for these people to go to the football. He's turned up in a van and driven them to the football, put them in seats and taken them home after the match. Now, he just didn't have to do that. That was above and beyond the call of duty.
And most notably, Pants formed a touching 6-month bond with a young boy battling leukemia, visiting him consistently right up until the boy passed away.
The little guy that he was sort of asked by Collingwood to go and visit, and he had leukemia, this little fella, and he went and seen him, and unbeknownst to everyone, he kept going for, after training a couple of nights each week for the next 6 months until the little fella passed away, but no one ever sort of brings that up. They're the things that he done.
Pants simply transcended the footy field. He was valiant, compassionate, fiercely loyal, and above all, a devoted family man, the kind of person whose legacy stretches far beyond statistics or highlight reels. Go Pies.
Still speed down the flank, and he marks with a broken thumb. He will feel no pain tonight. From the back pocket, this will be probably the last kick